one thing that's become really clear for us as a chamber ensemble during the pandemic is that this is our family. You know, we have each other, and so being in a place together, working together all the time, but also not being able to see our other family, right? Not being able to travel freely and see the people we would want to. It's always been a community for us, but it really needed to be a community in a very special way, and I think that's helped bring us together even closer in this time.
Alma Mahler's Die Stille Stadt is a very evocative song. For us, it's always a combination of course, the music that we love and that we respond to, but also in this particular case, the text was particularly powerful, and to us, it spoke very much to this moment that we all find ourselves in. The text speaks of the quiet city, the lonely city, depending on how you interpret the German.
Albenberg Sommertage is a piece that we've actually been dying to arrange since our beginnings as a trio. One of the first songs we arranged was actually Albenberg's Traumgekrönt from the same set of songs. And this really felt like a culmination. So we've done a lot of arranging together during the pandemic. We've done a lot of it collaboratively. And this is an incredibly difficult work to kind of bring together and make sense of as a trio. And so it feels really good to come to it at this stage of our time as an ensemble when we've really gelled. Specifically, though, in this time, I think all of these songs that we're playing have this combination of light and dark. And looking ahead to summer days, Sommertage, there's this feeling in the song of this kind of, it's about joy, it's about emotion, it's about all of these feelings, this exuberance, but it feels almost tainted somehow with this decadence of the time in which it was written. And I think that that's something that we're all feeling, this mixture of hope and joy, actually, in a way, looking forward to the end of this time, but also this feeling that all is not well.
I think the most surprising thing for me was how moved actually I was at the beginning of the pandemic by digital versions and virtual versions of people. So for instance, in this last song that you're going to hear, Morgan, we were arranging it at the start of the pandemic, and we were doing it all virtually. We didn't see each other, of course, in person. And Lee sent me the bass line, just the piano pizzicato that you hear Lee and Bridget in the beginning of the piece pass to each other. And I got it from him and recorded back the solo line that you also hear in the beginning of this piece. And it was so moving for me to be playing it with Lee in this virtual format. And he wasn't even live in this sense, but I think because there was such a sense of isolation before and so much, fear and uncertainty, and suddenly this was something that felt comforting.
Something that's become very apparent during this whole time when we've all been so separated from live performance in particular, is the way that an audience can be such a support, and more than a support, but is a vital part of the art happening, the art itself. And I think that you have a very visceral sense of support when you have other bodies in a room with you. There's something about that shared experience, the shared inhabiting of that same space and of whatever is created in the moment in between you and the listener. And that's a source of support that perhaps we didn't quite register in those terms before. But as we now, at this point of the pandemic, begin to slowly venture back into this world of live performance, it really does feel like it's almost a sustaining thing that you've been missing this whole time as a musician.
It hasn't just been the pandemic, it's been, an incredible, 2020 was like an incredible year of racial reckoning for the United States that's still ongoing. And I think that the arts industry in general is figuring out how to address that as we go, not just from this virtual production that we've been engaged in this whole time, but actually back out into the world. And so uplifting voices, making room for voices that haven't had an opportunity to speak or been actively oppressed, I think it's a moment of great change, and it's a huge turning point and opportunity for people to rethink how they're programming and who they're including.